this week's 5-Minute Systems, I want to show you how to create and use templates inside of ClickUp. Why would you want to use templates inside of ClickUp? Well, they're great because if you have something that you repeat regularly, weekly, whatever, it's nice to have like an outline that you can just kind of populate in there. So this could work for like SOPs, which is what I'm going to show you with. It could work for content workflows, like if you outline your blogs or something in there, you can have it automatically populate your blog task with the content that you need, blog title, podcast title, SEO info, outline, that kind of thing. And it can always populate that in your tasks so that when you're ready to work on that particular item, you have like the basics of what you need and you just like go fill it in and then carry on. So what we're going to do is, so I'm looking at my SOP database here, and you can see I already have a few in here, and then I have a few that I need to create. But basically what we have set up is when I create a new task, it opens up, or it creates just like a blank new task. And what I have in here is I have set up and my light is hiding some of my buttons, a template to, actually it already added it because I have an automation set up. So anyways, I have a template set up in here so that whenever I create a new SOP task, it adds this information in here so that when I come to write the SOP, all of this is already in here and I can just like fill it out and move on with my day. So what I want to show you now is basically how to do that. So when I create a blank, when I start a new task and it's completely blank, I came in here and set this up, and I used a guide from Process Driven and kind of like used her sort of SOP guide to give me an idea of what I wanted, and then I kind of tweaked it to fit my business, our business, what we needed it for. So anyway, so this is just a table of contents here, which you can add by clicking here and choosing, whatever you need. There's tons of options in here, but there's a table of contents option in here, and that will automatically, where's it at? There it is. That'll automatically pull in headers that you have. So when you use like this is a header and this is a header, so it pulled those up there, and then when you click on them, it'll jump to that section. And then I just, for SOPs, but you add for SOPs, I did a purpose, like what's the SOP for, procedure, what do we actually do, and then frequently asked questions so that if things come up, we can add them here and then later add them to the SOP if needed, or if we just need to leave them as questions, we can do that here. Once you have what you need in here, because if you're doing this for like a blog template, then you would do something different, like you would have, blog title, what's the URL going to be, that kind of thing would be all in here. Once you have that in there, you would come over here and click the 3 dots and then go to Template Center, and then you would just click Save as Template. If this is the first time that you are creating this, you just want to hit Save as Template, and then it'll ask you to give it a name here, and then it will say who do you want to share it with. Usually you're going to share it with all the members of your team, but you can share it with whoever you need to share it with here. And then if you want to import everything, which means dates, who is assigned to, tags, all of that stuff, or you can customize what you want to import here. I tend to not import due dates and start dates, because whatever the date is that's in there, it will bring that same date up. So if it's something that's past due, like your task will come up past due. So I tend to not do due dates and start dates, and that way it doesn't have that, and I could just add the due date or start date that I need to add. But the rest of it I pretty much leave the same. That way it's, all of that's already set, and then you would just hit save. And then it's going to be in your template center. Now, when you need it and you start a new blank task, then which I'll show you how to do that. Give me one sec. Okay. I wanted to turn off my automation so I could show you this. Okay. So now when you create a new task and it's blank, create a new task, Okay, now you can see it doesn't have anything in here, and you want to apply that template. Then you click the three dots, and then you go to Template Center, and you go to Browse Templates, and then whatever you named that template is what you'll want to click on. So we use the SOP template, and we're gonna just click Use Template, customize import, make sure the due dates are not in there, or however that works for you, but for me, I usually make sure that the due dates are not in there, and then click Use Template. And now it's going to put all of that content in here so that I can just come and, you know, edit it for our new SOP that I created. Another option, which is what I just turned off to show you how to do that, is to create an automation. And I'll show you this one. I'm going to turn it back on. Is to create an automation so that when a task is created, it applies a template. So what that looks like is when I create a task, and this can be created by anything, manually or an automation or whatever, but usually it's probably going to be manual. But whenever a task is created, it automatically applies that template. So what happens then is when you hit New Task, and then you go in here, it already will have that content in here without you having to take another step of clicking the three dots and adding the template. So I think this is super handy when it comes to something that you're repeating. Like I said, SOPs are great. It's great for SOPs because you want to use that same format for all of them so that there's consistency across your SOPs, so that as your team starts using them, they know where to look for what they need. And then the same for like content, you know, content workflows. That's another one that we use it for a lot. Again, with like the blog title, the URL, a content outline. You don't have to put your whole blog in there, but just do like, you know, an outline of it or whatever. It's great for that. So I think those are the two main things that we use it for right now, but it would be good for anything that you're going to be like duplicating or repeating. We use one for content repurposing as well. So we have an automation set up so that when a blog hits a certain age, that it will pop up and put the content repurposing template in there for me to go in and start kind of repurposing that content and kind of repushing that blog content out again to the world. So yeah, so that's how you create a template. It's pretty simple. You start with a task, and then you add the content you want to create, and then you click on the three dots and save the template. And then you can create another task and then go to the Template Center and apply that template. I hope that you found that helpful, and I can't wait to hear about all the fun, creative ways that you use your ClickUp templates. And I will see you next week.